Alright, now that we have our 4 columns, we're going to solder them together. So what I've done so far, I've taken the negative legs and I've bent them all about straight over. Okay, so if you can see what I'm doing here, I'm going to make sure that these are straight as I'm viewing it from the side. Okay, so you can make little adjustments now and you can make some little ones later. Okay, so the negative legs are now bent over. And also notice that this is the positive column. It's running on the side. Okay, so make sure that you also orient it so that this positive column comes straight up. Okay, so the positive lead goes right towards that arrow. Okay, and the negative leg goes this way. Okay. Then you're going to do the same thing. For over here, so make sure that those get bent the same. I'm bending them right now, sorry. Okay, like this. Alright, so my positive column now is right here. If I look at it, make sure that things are lined up nicely. Okay. Alright, and then we're going to get things soldered. Okay. Alright, start down here. So you can see how I have those slightly overlapped. You want to make that neat because we are going to see this. You know, you could, if you wanted to, you could trim them up however you want as long as you get them connected. I like doubling them up like this because I think it makes for a sturdier connection. Alright, watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to solder a little on this end, and you might notice there's already solder on here. That's because I had taken these apart previously. There was a mistake. So anyway, put a little solder on this end, wait for it to solidify. Oop, you know what? This one didn't stay over here, so let me hold that up, heat it up. Don't do it too long because you don't want this whole thing to heat up so much that solder melts all the way across it, otherwise they'll disconnect. Okay. So you just got to be quick. And if you want, you can add a little more in the middle. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing for the next line up. Double check, make sure that your LEDs are at the same level. If they're not, you can heat it up on the connection right back there, and you can move that LED up or down if you needed to. But I think it looks good. So what you do want to look for, though, is to make sure the distance between here and here stays the same. We don't want it leaning too far this way or that way. So straight up and down. And I think that looks pretty good. Bend that and bend that one. Alright. And solder. So second one up is where I'm going. We'll put a little right there. Maybe hold it in there. Gotta be quick. A little over here. And if you want, you can do a little in the middle. Okay. Alright, that's 2 down. So third one, same thing. I'm going to connect these 2, then I'm going to solder together those 2. So try to speed this up a little bit. Okay, third one done. Again, checking the height. They look about the same height, so that's good. I'm going to just get soldering then. Oops. Okay. Hold those closer. There we go. Hot, 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 hot. Okay. Alright, then I can move this. Make it look nice. And I'll throw a little in the middle. Again, don't heat the whole thing up so much that all the solder melts or they'll pop apart. Alright, there we go. And I'm going to add a little solder right where my fingertip is there. Make it look nicer. Or I could trim it, but I'm just going to add some solder. Alright, next step is to add in the other columns right in the middle. Okay? Alright, so what I've done, these are my positive columns. I've actually trimmed the negative legs. I bent them straight over. Okay, and you can see now that the end of the negative is right here. So go ahead and bend yours over and trim them. Here's another view. You can see how it just, I've got, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch or so bent straight over from the base. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to stick these in so that the positives are running here. Okay, here's the positive column. It's on the outside. Put those in the middle. Make sure it's going nice and straight. Same here. They're both pushed down about the same level. They look about the same height here. Okay, and then take this, and you should be able to position this in one way or the other so that the negatives are right by the negative on the side here. Okay. So however you need to line them up to make that happen, do it. Okay, so alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to solder right here first. Okay. I'll put a little solder on the negative leg. Okay. Alright, and I'm going to hold it down and solder. Let it solidify. Okay, there we go. I want to also do right here. And if it just, there's probably, if you might have enough solder on there, I didn't need to add, I just reheated, and that looks really good. Okay, so now we have those negatives connected. You're going to need to do the same. So now I'm going to come up to right here. I'll need to position this in, but I want to solder the negative leg to this. Okay. I'll put a little bit of solder here on the negative leg, hold it into position, and touch it with the iron. I need to move it to the right just a little. Yeah. There. Okay, so solder it right there. Then I'm going to solder the negative leg right to here. That one's already pretty close to position. Let me add a little solder. Okay. And move it into position. Yeah, that's good. Good distance this way. If you need to move it, you can. Just heat it up. Okay. And this one looks like it's over to the left a little. Actually, I'm going to bring this one back just a tad. There we go. Okay, and then finally, put a little here on the negative, and get it in position. Ooh, I gotta move that one. Let's move it to the right a little. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Yep. And if you need to, you can adjust them slightly. That looks pretty good. And one more negative leg left, right there. So let's get a little on. They're in position. There we go. Oops. Alright. Okay. I think that ought to do it. Straighten things out the best you can. And see, now the nice thing that you got going for you is all of the negative columns are right, or I'm sorry, the positive columns are here. And the negative columns are all running here, 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 and there. Okay. So, beautiful. So if we were to take our other ones and plop them in here, we'll be getting to the last step. And I'm going to put these all in so that they're all the same. Okay. Alright. Anyway, this is going to be the next step. So, we're done for now. I'm just going to put these in here so they don't go anywhere. Alright. Oh, yeah, anyway. Stop video.